Hey, oh, we still got music going. Hold on. Oh, okay. I had YouTube open. No wonder I was hearing an echo. Anyway, so happy Rex Manning Day, everyone. But anyway, um, although we don't really celebrate that, he's kind of a creep, as you'll find out later. But welcome in, everybody. I just want to say something real quick before we start. Um, you know, I got to see this movie today, The Mandalorian and Grogu. I heard a lot of negativity about this movie, talking about it's the box office and budgets. Nobody cares about that if you're a real movie fan. All I am is a Star Wars fan that loves Star Wars movies and TV shows. And it's definitely worth seeing. It's not the greatest Star Wars movie in the world, but not every movie can be Empire Strikes Back, right? So anyway, I just thought I'd say that. But we're going to bring on our guests. We have some guests here. We got Chad here, Metal Elf Collectibles. How you doing, Chad?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Well, I can't complain. I can't complain. Been kind of a long day, but a good day. So, you ready to talk about Empire Records?
I am, man. Let's get into it.
All right. And we have Aaron is here. I think we have a couple of you. This is the first time you watched it.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a couple of first time watchers with us tonight. I don't think Aaron has seen it before. He watched it with me backstage the other day.
Yeah.
How you doing? Psychotronic Comics, Squirt Gun Comics. How you doing?
What's up? Thank you for having me, Matt. Yeah.
All right.
First time watching it. Yeah, the other day.
And I believe our other two guests have seen it before. I know this one has. This is a great human being that I met in person at Heroes Con last year. Really cool guy. Clip on Comics.
Clip on Comics.
How are you doing, sir?
Those are very kind words, Matthew.
Well,
you're a lovely human being too.
Well,
but again, not my first time.
We also have from the Black Order Comic Club, a guy I met through the club. Pretty cool dude, and I'm pretty sure he's seen it before too. One of the first times on the show, on the movie show, we got Collector P. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, man. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Anytime. So let's see what we say. Hello to the chat. Oh, Hurricane. Hey, he became a member. I thought he became a member the other day, but maybe he had to re-up it or something. So we'll play this for you since you're. I don't know because I can't remember if it was or not. But you know what they say about being a member of Heroes for Hire Comic Club, don't you, Aaron?
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Just like me.
All right. Anyway, we got King of Nerds. He said, "Did you say creep?" All right. Melted Copper says, "I haven't seen this film since maybe the late 1900s." Some remaining CDs get it to scrape my window in the wintertime. He says, "Sorry, Billy Idol. It's a nice day for a window scraping." Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of like the vinyl now myself. You know what I mean? So, anyway, this movie came out. It was filmed, I think, in late '94, early '95. It came out in 1995. Released by Regency Pictures. It was not a box office success. The studio gave up on it almost immediately. You'll see some familiar faces. There's some people that were in Dazed and Confused during this movie. Of course, Liv Tyler, who was had been in famously at that time, a couple years before this, had been in the Aerosmith videos. She's of course the daughter of rock musician Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, and Ethan Embry, who you may recognize from I think he was in That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
And a couple other things, but that's the one thing that stands out to me. We also have, oh my God, I can't remember her name. Cliff, Robin Tunney. She was also in a movie that came out the next year called The Craft about little teenage witches. Not Sabrina the Teenage Witch. They were a little bit nastier. It was like so. Anyway, and we got a lot of other people in this movie.
Roy Coltrane, Anthony LaPaglia, Maxwell Caulfield of Grease 2 and Dynasty fame. Let us know.
Yeah. He was Rex Manning.
Yes, he is.
And Debbie, is her name Debbie Mazar?
Yeah.
Or
Debbie Mazar.
Yep.
Yep. Long before Younger.
Yep. So there's some
Renee
great.
Zellweger.
Yeah, Renee Zellweger.
And right, the one that
Zellweger's in it.
shocked me, I was like, wait, that's Renee Zellweger. Why didn't I remember this?
Oh yeah, from that thing you do, the Oneaters, you know, or the Wonders with a one. Oh, you mean the Oneaters? Like, I wonder what ever happened to the Oneaters. All right, so we'll get into it. Aaron, this is your first. This is your first time watching this movie. But I know you're familiar with the '90s, like all of us. So,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts on this film?
Overall thoughts. It's one of those coming of age movies. Memorable characters. Although I kind of felt weird watching them since I'm much older now. I probably would have enjoyed this more 30 years ago when it came out, you know, for sure. It was nice seeing a record store the way it used to be, you know. Yeah. And yeah, it was great dunking on Rex Manning. You know, it was great. That was like my favorite part of it. You know,
Say no more, Moni more.
Yeah. So overall, it sort of has the vibes of the Breakfast Club, but it almost misses its mark somehow.
Okay.
But that's a high bar there, Breakfast Club. So.
Well, I wasn't uncomfortable with it because I was their age when this movie came out, or a little bit younger.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I identified with it, and it's kind of like Breakfast Club. I would agree with that. It's kind of like Breakfast Club in a record store, in a certain way, because you got, you got the real smart girl that everybody thinks is perfect.
Yeah.
You got the misfit girl that may or may not want to take her, you know, sorry, drinking pop too much. That may want to do self-harm, you know.
Yeah.
And the person that's madly in love with them secretly. I thought it was kind of funny. He's like, I'm going to tell her I love her at exactly 1:37 p.m.
Right.
That's a good time.
Yeah. And then you got Coltrane. What's his first name? I can't remember his first name, but he's like acting like some kind of Zen philosopher. Like, I think he's having a nervous breakdown because he lost that money in Atlantic City. But anyway, Chad, what are your overall thoughts of this movie? I know it was your first time watching it.
My first overall thought is, damn, I wish I would have watched this a long time ago. It's been on my radar. I know it's kind of a cult classic, but it's just kind of eluded me. So I'm really glad I watched it. I had a ton of fun with it. Nostalgia trip to the max, man. Just reminded me of like being in Sam Goody or like in the mall with your friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, oh, look at this, man. People in the listening booths, and like it brought back a lot.
And seeing the old posters, like I saw Alice in Chains poster at one point, you know, seeing some of the albums they're talking about, you know, and the guy giving Ethan Embry's character a mixtape. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like there was a certain art to making a mixtape.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you were making it for someone you had a crush on or a friend. It was like, hey, make me a tape, right? Yeah. We got George is here, 757. Rex Manning Day. All right. Chad, you got anything else to add?
No, that's it.
All right. Cliff, what are your overall thoughts of the Empire Records?
It was a fun trip down memory lane. And I mean, like, some of it was better than I remember. A little bit. A lot of it was not as good as I remember. But yeah, it really, it is true. It was nice to like have that. It felt like a few things. It felt like these people kind of found their home in this place. It was like their little church of music, right? They're all so far from perfect, but like they're the cool kids. And like that's another thing. When I first watched this movie, I'm like, when I was a kid, I was mad at them. I'm like, you are the cool kids. What is wrong with you? What is all this? You know? I'm like, look at you. You're pretty. I was like, and Liv Tyler. I was like, all I see is Liv Tyler. I'm like, I don't buy any of this. I don't buy any of this.
Well, I think it makes more sense when we're younger, though, right, Cliff?
Looks like an
No, when
Olympian god.
but it made less sense when I was younger, and I guess just because I always felt so on the outside and so just not with it, and at the time I was still somebody who was very desperate for attention in a negative way, right? Or a detrimental way, right? So I was just like,
watching
it now.
Yeah,
I can watch it now with a much stronger adult lens, with a little bit of Coke bottle glasses, with a lot more wisdom and experience and development.
Yeah.
So some of the characters make more sense, but the story doesn't roll out in a way where things are earned. So that's a criticism I have. But also there were some moments that surprised me. So, I mean, Renee Zellweger singing, that was a nice surprise. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Because first off, I kept trying to wrap my head around the fact, oh, that's Renee Zellweger. Why did I not know it was Renee Zellweger?
Yeah, long before Bridget Jones's Diary or anything like that, or Chicago. I think she was.
You mean
Chicago.
long before Jim Carrey made her famous.
Yeah. But Cliff,
I'm sorry, she is talented, but let's be honest, she did not start getting them bigger roles till after she shared a spotlight with him.
Well, the same thing can be said for Holly Hunter too.
That is also true, and I'm not going to deny that. That man had a thing for blondes.
But
he still does.
I got a question for you and everybody else. Did Rex Manning seem even more creepier now that we're older?
Yeah.
Slightly.
Like, I forgot about that part where he says, like, do you mind the taste of ranch? I'm like, oh my God, what a creep.
But also but the thing is, like, that is creeper lingo, but he didn't back it by behavior.
Yeah.
Like, what, I don't know. He just like he was like creepier, but not like that full on like creepy. Because again, that record store environment, even though he's like the adult, right? Like he grew up in that world. There's a little bit of like frozen man-child in there.
Yeah. And
Am I wrong? Am I right? Do y'all agree?
I think we all agree that he's supposed to be like a spoof on like David Cassidy, because he was in a show called The Family Way instead of The Partridge Family.
Yep.
Teen Idol.
Although, what a name, The Family Way. That just means you're pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, they're talking about Mike Mayhew in the chat. Anyway, Paul, what do you?
We talk about him in the chat. Isn't that the chat for that? What's going on?
What are your overall thoughts of Empire Records on this rewatch?
I liked it, man. I mean, it reminds me back. I was like yourself. I was the same age when this came out in the mid '90s, so I kind of related to some of these guys, and some of these people reminded me of people I hung out with. So it was kind of cool to watch it. But yeah, watching it now, looking back, I do relate more with the store owner, but at the same time, it's cool to see. It definitely has that '90s vibe and the look and the fashion. But no, I always thought it was kind of an underappreciated movie.
Yeah, I felt that way too. I think it got more legs when it was on video when it came out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm with you on Joe. Like, I felt bad for Joe more than anybody, because I'm like, these kids are killing him. But also, some of the things seems more frivolous than it was at the time I watched it, because I was the age of these people. Like him being in love with Liv Tyler, and I don't know how to tell. I'm gonna tell her I love her, and I'm like, but I'm watching it as an adult. Me and Aaron said this. We're like, you don't even know her. That you work with her, and you're going to tell her you love her. You not even kiss her or went on a date with her. Come on, dude.
It's kids though.
But
kids
like when you're that age though,
you
think I'm going to declare my love, and that'll be it. And like in real life, it would never go like it did in that movie. But that's just the way it goes.
Or in the kid's mind. There's plenty of kids out there.
And plus, I want to know where there was a record store that stayed open until midnight. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now that did happen. I did witness that, but not like where I live.
Okay.
But when I was in college, there was a record store downtown Albany that stayed open until midnight.
Okay.
Not every
well,
day of the week either, but a few days a week.
I could see that in college, like in a college town, something like that going down. But like where I lived at, yeah, that didn't. We were lucky to have a record store. We used to have to before we had an actual record store. Let me tell you where we bought our records
Sears.
at.
Columbia
Sears
House.
and Walmart and Sears. You know,
We had
Walmart. Oh, that's right. You really did grow up middle America.
I
we
sure
had
did.
we had Tower Records, which was more like a big chain, but they were open until midnight. But there was nothing like this. It was like more of a chain. It wasn't as cool as like a little mom and pop like this place.
Yeah, and like this is like what's one of the things I always loved about this movie is like, man, I wish that my community had a record store like that. You know what I mean? And hang out. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure like in New York. Yeah, but I guess I don't relate because I was like a small town. I'm just a small town boy.
Living
You
in a
know.
lonely world.
But I don't know. Anyway, so we'll go on. We're going to talk about our favorite character or characters, but everybody pick one the first time. And if anybody has anything they want to throw in when somebody's talking, you can. But Aaron, who is your favorite character in this movie?
Well, I mean, the obvious one being Joe, the store owner, and his patience with the kids, because that's what I was feeling, like patient, because they're a bunch of goofballs half the time. But and his genuine concern and caring for them, even after the first kid stole the money, even if it was good intentions to gamble and make the money back and make more money for the store, the reason, I mean, his restraint and not just kicking his ass.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I was thinking. I mean, this kid is being a brat about it too, being a wise.
I know, right? Like, I love the line when he's like, what is the money doing in Atlantic City? I don't know, Joe. Probably, probably recirculating.
Yeah, the kid's just being a total wise ass. So I would have to go with Joe, the store owner, and I like his girlfriend too. After that, but she was not really a main character. So
I would have to that would have been my first pick too. Was I guess on this rewatch would have been Joe too. So that's a good pick, Aaron. Chad, pick out one of your favorite characters.
I'm gonna go with Eddie. Just because I want a brownie that's strong enough to put me in a Guar music video.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. That was like my favorite part. That was great.
Yeah, that was funny.
And he's such a purist about the music. Like, it's everything to him, and he's waxing philosophically about it, and it's just a fun stoner character,
Yeah. And he was in his head a lot too, and all emotional, making weird expressions and stuff.
Yep, and he did the mixtape. It reminded me a lot of the guy from Stranger Things, the pizza delivery dude from Stranger Things. Like person for person.
And also, he had 2 jobs, right? He worked there, and also I like that you could tell he had a love for vinyl, like his character, and I always thought that was cool. And that's actually before it was actually hip to do it again. You know what I mean? Nobody was buying vinyl like they are now. It's kind of made a comeback.
Yeah.
All right, Cliff.
Thank you, young people. Thank you.
It sounds better, honestly, I think, especially the.
Yes, but they realized that, and we're like, why did you guys let this go? So thank you. We ain't treating you right when we should once in a while.
Yeah.
But good on you kids.
And, all right, Cliff, pick out a favorite.
Gina.
Yeah, there's Azel later. Yeah.
Gina was, there was a part of me that was Gina then. I guess that is Gina, and I'm more Gina now because I was Gina without confidence when I saw this movie as a kid, and I am now Gina with confidence, right? And part of why I lean into humor so often is because of my fear of not being taken seriously, and I twisted it into, if I'm always making a joke, right, then I don't have to worry about that, until I do. And someone crosses the line and gets real disrespectful. I'm talking about you, Christian. So I'm like, by the way.
Okay. Shots fired.
That's some gossip for later, right?
Y'all already know the story. I'm just throwing names around.
Okay.
But Gina is bigger, louder, funnier, sexier, more confident. She's all the things I wanted to be when I grow up, and then I grew up and became them. All right? Now it doesn't always work out for me, but I put my best foot forward and I do it. And I was just furious that's Renee Zellweger. And I'm like, damn it, she really was always talented. Man.
I didn't know it was her. I thought it was what's her name? Joey
Lauren Adams.
Joey Lauren
Right,
Adams.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why
thought
in my mind I always thought it was my other homegirl, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, it's not. It's not my other homegirl. It's Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's okay. You've come a long way, Renee Zellweger, and as usual, women don't get the credit they deserve. And I salute you, and I thank you for this role. So Gina gets it from me.
All right, a good pick, Cliff. Collector P, how about you?
You know what's funny is when I first watched it, I thought Mark, because he was like the comic relief way back in the day, and I for some reason I kind of liked Lucas too, even though he was kind of a creep. Now that I look back, but I gotta say I kind of watching it when I'm older, I kind of relate to Joe more, and I just kind of look at the kids and go, man, I don't know how he kept it together. I mean, even Deborah, that was Robin Tooney's character, I believe. And at first I kind of liked her back then, thinking that she was mysterious and different, but yeah, it's you had a whole cast of misfits going on there.
For sure. Well, I'm going to go with I don't know. I guess I'll go with Rory Cochrane as Lucas, just because he's got some of the funniest lines in the movie. He's aloof. He's an idiot. He screws up really bad. He's a smart ass. But like I like especially the part. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is where he chases Warren, the shoplifter, Warren Beatty, they call him, played by I think his name is Brendan Sexton.
He was pretty good too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Warren's funny too. He's like comic relief, and I just like. Well, I guess also because Rory was in Dazed and Confused. He was Slater in Dazed and Confused. They say, man, you got a joint. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. I think he said that in that movie. Anyway, he is in that movie though.
Shotgun.
Yes, I never get shotgun. It's like check you later.
Yeah.
But and he also like I like how he kind of throws out like he's kind of bratty. He throws out like music quotes like the person he's like, in the immortal words of the Doors, the time to hesitate is through.
In the beginning,
yeah, he's just like, and I think maybe I kind of felt like his attitude was like, I know I'm fucked. I fucked up. I deserve to go to jail for this. I don't, and he's just like, it's like he's a, I don't know. You kind of get the feeling that he kind of accepted his fate at that point. Like, I'm going down for this. There's no way.
When he returned to the store, sure.
Yeah. So, and one thing you give credit for, he didn't try to run away from it, right? He told Joe to turn.
He stayed away for a a bit, but
But he did, but he came back.
Yeah. And Joe, I think the feeling I get from the movie, I didn't really catch it when I watched it back in the day, is that him and Joe have a relationship, like a personal relationship, like he's helped raise this kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of got the feeling that he was, I mean, and this was back in the 90s, but the way he was playing the character was kind of on the spectrum. Like he didn't have much of a sense of empathy or being able to connect to people emotionally, right? Like he couldn't understand the consequences of his actions, what it was going to do. It was just like, it's going to work out, Joe. You're a good manager. Say it again.
Very impulsive, yeah. He said superb. He goes, say superb.
That was very well put, Chad. That was very well put. That's a really good insight on that dynamic.
And I kind of like the way they when Joe starts playing the drums, which is another one of my favorite scenes. The "If You Want Blood, You Got It" from AC/DC.
Yeah, that was good.
They stick the phone to the door, and they're like acting like Bon Scott and Angus Young up there. That was kind of cool. So, and also I want to give a shout out to nobody mentioned Ethan Embry as Mark. Yeah. Just the stoner kid, and like I like how they don't really say it's got weed in it. They kind of hint at it. He's like, it's the kind you like with extra sugar, yeah, right. And he's the one that actually thought of the idea that saved the day, because he's the one that went out there to the camera and said, "Damn the man, save the empire," right? So I don't know. All right. So anyway, Aaron, now we're going to talk about the music.
Sure. Well, what I liked it wasn't just strictly 90s music that I enjoy. Also, it was 80s, 70s, and 60s too. It was definitely awesome. And yeah, it reminded me of like you guys said, reminded me of when I was younger and growing up in a time where the music was very diverse on the radio, So yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right. Chad, what do you think of the music in this movie?
Yeah, I loved it too. I'll just echo what Aaron said. I love the diversity of it. Especially, because they threw in, I'm a big metalhead, Metal Elf Collectibles, right? So
Yeah.
Mark there, he was throwing on like hardcore and thrash and,
Yeah.
moshing around and stuff. So it, there was some great like 80s kind of synth rock and new wave. There was hard rock, there was classic rock. Like it was a good time, man. Like music is kind of a time machine. So as this movie is nostalgic and it's a time period, it brings all that music to hit highlights. So I think it's genius, especially for a record movie store.
Yeah. And like you said, a lot of songs that aren't on the soundtrack that are in it are great, like the AC/DC song, Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits, which is one of my favorite Dire Straits
Yeah,
songs.
I love that tune.
And some stuff like that in it was just really great. Cliff, what do you think about the music?
The music does a lot of heavy lifting in this movie. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. The music's doing a lot of heavy lifting, but we get Edwin Collins, we get the Martinis, the Cranberries, Toad the Wet Sprocket, better than Ezra. Like, I was like, what? Like, it was like, and you said it best that music is a time machine, but also in this case, it was truly a time capsule in my experience. I felt like we were opening a time capsule while like listening to all that music, and I was like, and all of it was like coming back to me. I haven't thought about Toad the Wet Sprocket in at least 20-something years.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit, oh, and I've always loved the Cranberries.
Yeah, me too.
Soundtracks carry a lot of weak performances. Look, soundtrack got to do what a soundtrack got to do, baby.
Yeah, well, a lot of 90 soundtracks were very epic. You know what I mean? We had some great soundtracks. All right, Paul, what do you think of the music?
I liked it. I actually have the CD, and I was looking for it before the show, but of course I couldn't find it, and I'll probably find it 5 minutes after this. But yeah, I remember seeing it like in a dollar bin for years back, and I said I got to get this because
dollar bin CDs.
Yeah, it just reminded me of the movie, and like you said, a lot of early '90s, but some of the best music that wasn't on the CD, because I was a little surprised I didn't hear some of the songs. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, definitely helped the movie move along. So
if you notice the soundtrack, the songs in the soundtrack tie directly to the characters' personalities of the scenes they're used in. Everything else is just it's just it's atmosphere. The other songs are atmosphere, but the songs that are on the soundtrack are the ones that play directly into the personas of the characters, which I did not notice until I looked up the soundtrack to this movie, and I was like, oh. So again, everybody who worked on the music of this movie, bravo, you're the real superstars.
Even the Rex Manning spoof song was really, really good, spot on.
Yeah. Say no more, moaning more.
And the old lady like comes up to his line and she's like opera singing it to him, and he's like, although I was too, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
for real.
I'm trying to think of that song. I think there's a band called the Ape Hangers. They play it when Mark wins. Like I like how they do the the M&Ms to see who's going to get control of the CD player versus and it's like and what's his name? AJ doesn't like the song at all. But everybody's like, I like that scene too because they're like kind of vibing with the music. So they're getting ready to open the shop for the day, and you got the Gin Blossoms in here and Cracker.
Yeah.
I just I haven't thought of the Gin Blossoms in so long. We were watching that movie, and then I hear it from you. and the Cranberries.
Yeah.
It's just amazing soundtrack, and then also the other music, and then also, yeah, they actually filmed. I love the fact that they actually filmed a Rex Manning music video, and they didn't do excerpts. I watched the behind the scenes. They actually filmed an entire music video for that segment. So,
That's crazy. I love that.
That's cool.
hey, Hurricane, how you doing? So it was just I don't know. It's, the soundtrack. It's like a time capsule of the '90s. That's
Yeah.
basically what it is. I mean, I didn't know
Yeah,
way to.
in prior decades as well.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, it was all
And
about the record store, right?
yeah, it's about
digging
different
around.
types of music,
Yeah.
and we get
I was gonna say, but all the songs that landed on the soundtrack and that carried the film, it's a '90s time capsule.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah.
and
So,
Guar showing up in the film.
Yeah,
It's
that's
funny.
hilarious.
You know how that happened? They filmed this in Wilmington, North Carolina, and
Okay.
because it was cheaper. They used to do a lot of movies. I think The Crow was filmed in North Carolina in the '90s. A lot of films were made in North Carolina. I think they still are. A lot of indie films are filmed there. It's cheaper. They have to get tax credit and stuff. And I don't think they unionize as much. That's probably another reason these studios do it. But Ethan Embry and the guy that plays AJ had found out that Guar was going to be playing in that town, right? So they went and saw the concert. They got backstage and said, "Hey, you guys want to be in a movie?" And so they filmed a part in the movie with them. So yeah,
Nice.
so that's how they got in there. And I
Oh,
thought it was
wow.
really cool too that they put that in there. And we get to see a little mosh pit action going on, a little bit with Mark and all his stoner buddies show up in the store.
Dude, I had friends that loved Gore. I never
And
went.
the
Oh,
song
yeah.
at the end that Renee Zellweger sings with the other guy, he's a real musician, by the way. That song is his song. It's called Sugar High.
Sugar
And
High. Yeah.
his real name is Coyote Shivers. I think he's a
Hmm.
Canadian rock musician from the '90s. And I don't know if he's still making music. I assume he probably is. But anyway, so now we're going to get into the style and structure. And Aaron, we'll start with you. What do you think of the style and structure of Empire Records?
Well, the style was good because it was nostalgic for me. The structure, I guess, was okay. Kind of introduced the characters a lot. I guess Cliff did bring up that sometimes they didn't slow down enough to explore the characters or understand the motivation of. But after all, they were just a bunch of kids. But as far as the structure of the movie itself, I guess it flowed okay for what it was. Yeah, that's all I have to say really about that.
All right. Chat. Style and structure.
Style and structure. I like the style. I don't think there's a ton of like different set pieces, right? I mean, you got Las Vegas and basically the record store, and parts of the record store. But I felt like they kept it authentic, right? It looked like a record store, operated like one. For the most part, I don't think you'd have a gang of crazy kids like that, and they'd still have jobs. At least they wouldn't for me. But the structure, I thought was pretty good. It flowed well. It was a lot of fun, a lot of high moments, and even a few kind of downer moments. And then you got brought back up, right? So it all worked out. But there was a few things I felt like they could have cut out. Robin Tunney's character there, Deborah. Like I felt like they kind of went a little far with the Burko guy who's kind of her boyfriend or kind of not. Like they kept bringing that up, that like that's why she harmed herself because of the bad night with him. And like there was a few things that I felt just kind of slowed it down and took away from. But for the most part, it was just a lot of fun. Feel good movie.
Yeah, I would say so. I agree with that. Cliff, what do you think of the style and structure?
I have many opinions. Number one,
Let's
structure.
hear 'em.
This movie was structured around one day. It made it feel like this was one of my woo. All right, so this movie being around one day definitely hurt it, right? The characters just come in, out, conflicts explode, resolve, something else starts. the movie is shockingly MTV adjacent, right? It does quick cuts, there's musical cues, there's emotional outbursts, there's quirky dialogue, and then soundtrack. And it's, especially now at this stage of my life, it is absolutely not solid. It's like not polished at all. That's about structure. So structure was just all in my mind, all over the place. Now the record store as the setting was very good. It made the record store its own character, right? So the record store has an identity, and because the story gives an identity to the record store, the weight, the threat is still viable, right? Like, oh no, like a corporate takeover of this store means these kids lose their place where they belong, right? Which, like I said, like this was like their own little like musical misfit church for the cool kids who are acting cool because they don't realize they're cool, sort of thing that was going on in my head. I think those are my thoughts. I think that surmises everything. So I'm just gonna leave that. Just gonna leave that. It's really messy. It's really messy after all these years. Not unenjoyable, just messy. I literally made a list of other music-driven films from the 90s to the year 2000 that I feel like should be covered in the future.
All right. Well, maybe we can go over that later.
Awesome.
And am I the only ones having trouble seeing?
Matthew, of course we will.
All right. All right.
Of
We'll talk
course.
about yeah. All right.
That was good, Cliff.
Yeah, good insights. Paul, what do you think of the style and structure? No, we're talking about the theme, weren't we? I'm sorry. Did I screw it up?
No, we're still in style structure.
No, we're still in style structure.
You know, it definitely had the 90s feel to it. Definitely had an indie, independent vibe to it that the early 90s films had. It almost had like a 90210 kind of look to it almost with, yeah, that's something that I kind of related to it in the show. Definitely had the style. It captured the essence of the 90s and the different looks of everybody and the fashion. I love the fact that it was shot, 90% was in the record store. That meant a lot. I like that a lot. But actually the fact that you had 8-9 characters trying to juggle them all, I think they did a pretty decent job of aside from Robin Tunney's character, they pretty much covered everybody that and gave them a little bit of insight. But no, I enjoyed it. I mean, looking back, I definitely see it. I don't know if it'd work nowadays. It might be a little too, like Cliff said, a little bit too much MTV quickness to it, but it still stands up to time, I think.
Yeah, and like I believe the music really carries it in the scenes. Like they do a couple of scenes
It helps
where
a lot.
it's them kind of like vibing to the music or whatever, and it's as much about the record store as kind of a character too. Because when they go by, you see the people in the listening booths, and there's a couple. There's really one per booth, and there's two people that are making out, and you got a lady in there crying.
I think, like you said, all the CDs and albums and all the posters that really kind of hits home with everybody watching it.
Thanks, Ron. Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I just really enjoyed it. But I mean, like, if we're talking about the style and structure, honestly, I mean, like a lot of it doesn't make sense. Like you're going to have just a raging keg party at this record store. People are just going to get there, get drunk, and shoplift. That's what's going to happen. And I don't know. And like the declaring your love for somebody when you're in high school. Oh, come on. But yeah, it's and like I don't care if Warren had blanks or not. How did he get out of jail so quick? I mean, it's like he was trying to hold people hostage with a gun with blanks in it. It's still, you can still do 10 years for that. I don't care. He should have been a juvie. But like I guess it's like the style and structure it's just a slice of life with these people, right? Just a day in the life. Although, we're like, and I kind of joked with Aaron at the end of it. I said, they all live happily ever after, and Joe takes over the record store. Unfortunately, after Napster came out and everybody started buying iPods, and then they went out of business in like 2005. So they're kind of doomed. Part two I guess they're like it's a Part Two Empire Records is an Apple store that's open till midnight. But I don't know.
Listen, it's
I-
not like. First of all, his is a mom and pop record store. Although the odds are very slim, you could make a sequel about how he made the store survive all these years. So, like, the store in the year 2026, first of all, he is old as hell. Let's start with him, but we got to have Maxwell
Yeah.
Caulfield in the movie. He's
well,
still
Lucas
looking
would
okay
probably
for his
take
age,
over for him. Yeah, Lucas is
right?
probably running it now.
Then we got to have, what's his name, like, take over for him and, like, be a little more modern. And then you see, like, there's a pop section of all the toy pops in this record store. You know, then there's like a vintage collection section. Not that's particularly vintage so much as, like, you know, you'll find CDs and stuff in there. You'll also see a section with fresh new turntables and things for people to enjoy. And of course, classic and modern vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And of course, probably a movie section and probably some commentary about, oh, we gotta keep the Blu-ray metal editions on the shelves because that's like 1/3 of the reason people walk through the door now. Like all that sort of stuff. Like the store would have had to have constantly shifted and changed through the eras and maybe have cast members that reflect that the store went through changes, right? So like
Yeah.
you have people who are like 10 years younger and then 20 years younger, and then their influence on the store is apparent, but the underline is Joe is happy that he keeps providing a place that is found family. Why am I writing a sequel for this? Why am I?
I don't know. We got to film this. Let's see if we can get some of these people back.
Let's pitch
Is
it.
anybody else having trouble with Cliff's video? Can you see him?
Yeah,
He's
he's
freezing a little
froze.
bit.
Your camera's frozen.
How dare you?
That's just stuff.
All right. Well, now you're fine now. You're fine now.
Yeah, now you're funny.
All right. I was just trying to help you out, Cliff. I didn't want you to be frozen like Elsa.
No, the how dare you was for the camera.
Oh,
Not for
okay.
you.
All right. All right. Now we'll get into the themes of the movie. And Aaron, what do you think this movie is trying to tell us?
To be well, for me, it was to be patient with kids, which I forget because I did start off. Did start off in the beginning of the movie, like just judging the kids right away and not wanting to, you know, I don't know. I don't have this. I didn't watch it 30 years ago, so watching it now, I was like, man, this is kind of annoying. But by the end of it, yeah, just seeing, you know, Joe's true love for the kids, it won me over in the end. So,
Oh, that's good. What do you, Chad? What do you think this movie's trying to say?
I think it's in its own way. It's kind of talking about like family, the different kind of characters and strong people in in your family or whatever kind of relationship. It could be your work family, which this setting kind of was. I like perseverance, not giving up when times are hard. And then I would say being authentic, right? Whether it's Eddie being passionate about the music, to a purest form, or Joe being like, fuck corporate America, we're going to do this ourselves kind of thing. Just staying true to yourself.
All right, yeah, that's a good one. I think that I can see that in the movie pretty clear. Cliff,
Agreeing with Chad, a lot of this movie is about found family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this record store is the home for that found family. But yeah, basically just about everything Chad said, and of course with music doing a lot of heavy lifting, and of course, I guess it is. It's so funny that I hear you guys on identifying more with Joe's character, but because I have mother hen syndrome, like that's why I'm like all about like all these kids. Right. But the fact that like I don't remember Renee Zellweger the way I should have, and then the fact that I'm like, oh my god, I've come full circle with you. Like I didn't feel good enough to be you then, and now I am you. I'm her, and I'm Debbie Mazar fused into a gay person. And which is funny because I think Debbie's a little bit gay herself. But anyhow, I mean, you got the found family aspect. Corey is not perfect and scared of that he's not perfect. Gina's scared of not being taken seriously. AJ's scared of rejection. Deb is scared that people won't see her pain, which, okay. You know, Lucas is scared of an ordinary life. You know, Joe, of course, is scared of losing the store. So I really like that. But, you know, there's the commonality underneath all of that. And of course, that the story itself has its own identity. You know, these characters are able to rally together because they're found family, because of what the store means to them. And ultimately, finally, what Joe really means to them, you know, because he is their father figure in the end. All right, I've said plenty. That's my thoughts.
All right, Paul, what do you think?
Exactly what Chad and Cliff said. That's what I was thinking. Even back when I saw it back in like '95, I think. It's like a coming of age. Like everybody was so different in the beginning, and then they all have their own struggles we're going through. And towards the end, you can kind of see how they start to relate. They all realize and start to appreciate each other. And Joe's just trying to keep the chaos from getting out of control. But yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a episode of the Brady Bunch in the 90s. It's a great soundtrack.
It's you know, I have to agree with everything everybody said, but it's also like the found family thing. You know, everybody says you can't choose your family, but you know what? Sometimes you can. I kind of have a second family on YouTube. You know, in the comic community. So everybody kind of, you know, I mean, our true friends, the community, we all come together and try to have everybody's back. I've seen some great things happen. You know, people happen to have like GoFundMe's done because of losing their house or something. You know, at the fire. So there's all that.
Flooding with Chris. Comic tropes lately.
Comic tropes. A lot of people come together. Comic Tom and all those guys helped him out, and a lot of people helped him out by getting stuff on him from him at the claim sale as he did. And but it's also in this movies like that. Like, yeah, Deb is kind of a downer. You know, get it, Debbie Downer, but like, you know, like you could tell she's had a hard time. Like when Joe says to her, like, you want me to call your mom or something? She's like, well, it'd be nice if you could get a hold of her because I'd like to say something to her too because I haven't seen her in a long time. So like, she's obviously dealing with this pain, and like when you're that age, I felt that her character might have been a little older than them, but she's still in a lot of pain.
Yes.
And she thinks it's just never going to, like, you know, nothing's right. And I really loved the way Joe like tried to check on her, even though she really smarted off to him. And but I think she was doing that the way she was doing. That was her defense mechanism, the way she treated Renee Zellweger's character Gina. Yeah. And like, but at the end of it, when the shit hit the fan, and like, oh shit, we're really going to lose this store, and that's it. They all come together for each other, and they kind of like put away their old grudges with each other, and so I thought that was great. And they also realized how much Joe meant to them. But there's like the version I watched though, it must have been a director's cut because there was stuff I do not remember.
Well, how long was your version of the film?
I don't know. I can't remember, but
if it was over 88 minutes, then you may have been.
Oh, it was over. It was over 88 minutes because there is a scene, like an extra scene of her talking to, I think Rex Manning, and then like. But anyway, I also love the way like they're just such assholes. Like, she's like, "What happened to your hair, Mr. Manning?" Like, he says, "Yeah, and your hair looks stupid." And like that's another thing about them being family. Look how they all rallied around when Rex Manning's really showing his ass in the record store.
By the way, the fan edition, which I may want to watch because I'm told it fleshes things out that I probably have issues with, is 107 minutes.
Yeah, that's what we watched.
And the standard version that I watched was 90 minutes.
I liked how they brought in Warren too, even though he was antagonistic. You know.
Yeah, they kind of accepted him.
Yeah, they in the end.
Yeah.
You know.
I love the part where they have him on the couch. He's like, "Look at some of the stuff you stole."
Yeah.
Gangster rap, metal, Whitney Houston. This is for my girlfriend.
So he wanted to be a part of that crew. He was just
he's like, "Oh, you guys think you're so cool." Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though he tried to act like he was going to kill her, that was blanks in the gun, but But yeah, it's just about all that
But it was
stuff.
great. He was laughing at Rex Manning along with everyone else. You know.
Yeah, and like I like
That
how
was
when they
good.
started jamming out to AC/DC, he got up and started like going,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just yeah, and there's I don't know, man. It's just kind of like y'all were saying, found family. Um, I don't know. That's the way
Even
I
though
felt about.
that girl messed up and slept with Rex Manning, you know, she was forgiven. You know, even though it was
Yeah, and she did
pretty
that out of
creepy and pretty
she was
crazy to go
yeah
through. You know.
yeah she was trying to act out too. So they're all like acting out in some way, and then
Yeah. And you
Liv
could tell her
Tyler,
motivations from the
yeah,
beginning, and she was just jealous, you know, of the other girl there.
and they all had their own little quirks. Like it's interesting. I like that. We're gonna rate it now. So we here on Heroes for Hire Comic Club Movie Night, we use a 1 to 5 ranking scale. And I will start with you, Aaron. What do you give it at 1 out of 5?
I don't want to be too much of a downer. I did enjoy a lot of aspects of it. I felt like I was almost a little too old to be watching it in a way in some parts of it. But so that being said, I would give it a 3.5.
Okay, 3.5 from Aaron. Chad, 1 to 5. What do you rank this movie?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with a 4. Like I
Okay.
think it's a solid 4. Like it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna watch it again. I can definitely tell that. But yeah, I think 4.
Okay, 4 for Chad. Cliff.
I'm kind of hard on this movie, but I also feel like it's the kind of movie where I am not tuning in for I'm not tuning in for the story, right? Like it's not a hardcore tune in. Also I am curious to watch the fan edition since I clearly did not watch the fan edition. I think I'm going to lean a little more on the generous side. I'm going to go for 4 out of 5.
Okay, Paul.
You know, even though I really like this movie, I'm gonna just because of the nostalgic of it. I'm gonna live 3.5. I really am a 3.5.
All right.
With a
That's
5,
fair.
is that what you said? A 5?
3.5.
3.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4. Is it a good music movie about record stores? But there is another movie about a record store that I enjoy more. And actually, so actually next week, I guess I could announce now.
Yeah.
Same time, we're reviewing High Fidelity, starring John Cusack and Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
And it's on my list.
Yep.
Yep, and yep, Cliff will be back. Paul will be back. I think Aaron signed up for it, and then I think I forced Chad into it too. I can't remember.
Chad'll be here.
Yeah, then we'll try
It's
to get
about
Jeff.
music.
We'll try to get Jeff in there, and it's I don't know. It was based on a book, so that's gonna be a good one. But before we go, we'll go around and ask everybody what they got coming up on their channels or their social media. Aaron, I'll start with you. I know you got a lot of stuff. I mean, you have a lot of irons in the fire, don't we?
Well, yeah. I'm definitely going to do another Monday night claim sale. I have a lot of fun with you, Matt. You're like a co-host on that.
Yeah, I enjoy being there, man.
Yeah, and tomorrow I drop my backroom progress. I have this like a shed where it's just filled with comics, and I'm always organizing. And I offer 50-cent claims on those comics, and that's a lot of fun too. And that could be combined with claims from the live sale. So those are 2 things. And yeah, then we're going to Heroes Con, dude. You know. Oh, I did release an album called The Apple Cars. It's kind of psychedelic, has some synth waves, has some indie guitar to it. So if you want to check that out sometime. And I'll probably have a video. I do music videos where all the songs connect into one large story, kind of like a comic book, you know. And so I'll probably be releasing another one of those soon. So, yeah.
Rock and roll, man. Hey, I'm going to put your link in the chat. For
Hey,
PSG.
Mark's here. What's up, Mark?
So, Mark, I want to put PSG. I didn't get to, but I'm gonna try to get them at Heroes Con when I get
I was
down
gonna
there.
say because it looks like they sold right out.
Yep. I wasn't able to. I didn't have the funds. But here's Aaron's Cyclotronic Squirt Gun Comics. Aaron, I could put the other one in there too, I guess.
It's cool either way. It's all good.
Let's see if I can do it real quick. Then we'll move on. And yeah, check out his album. He put a lot of hard work into it, and it's
I'll
pretty
what
good.
I'll do. I'll do this. Hold on a second.
I got it.
Well, I'll show the new album, just what it looks like and stuff. So hold on a second here. We'll share the screen real quick. Yeah, so this is the Apple Cars right here, and 17 tracks. It's about this guy Eddie Clive who's having dark dreams that he's actually a member of a band of a prior generation called the Apple Cars, so which involved a car crash. So there's definitely a story behind all these songs, and just if you want to check it out, that'd be great.
Okay.
Kind of like a concept album then?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Chad, what do you got coming up, man?
Let's see. So probably tomorrow I'll jump on with you for a little while, Matt. Show off some books for your claim sale.
All right, on.
And then Friday I'll be on with the Blame Fable show at 9 p.m. Looking forward to that. Gonna have a lot of fun with that. Then I don't know. I might have a claim sale with Bruce, if he's still doing it Saturday or not. I'm dropping material, working on thumbnails and editing videos for my channel, Metal Elf Collectibles. Trying to schedule some interviews going out, and you can find me everywhere else: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm also setting up a TikTok shop, and you can find me on eBay as well.
All right. Thanks, Chad. I got your link in the chat here. Everybody wants to subscribe.
Thank you.
Cliff.
I just dropped. Well, not dropped. Well, it's not everything is a drop. Stop it. I did a wonderful interview this past Sunday with Dennis Fink, who has worked on Star Trek Lower Decks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Venture Brothers, Daria, and more. So you can catch that from last week. And then this Sunday, I'm declaring my official 75th episode of Comics and Coffee with Cliff. We're going to do my subscriber giveaway, which is loaded thanks to all the people who've donated this month. So that should be exciting. I'm going to have some few guests on. I'm going to have a few community guests on. And just I don't know. I just felt like this was the right time. And it almost, it's crazy how it became episode 75. I told poor Dennis, I was like, it's not a real episode of Comics and Coffee. It's comics and creators, because I don't want to mess up my numbering system. So it'll be Comics and Coffee. I'll have a few folks there. It'll be nice. And that's it. It'll be fun and like a retrospective and like a giveaway and just whatever I can possibly make it into. So I look forward to that. And of course, Friday nights you can usually find me when Not Near Mint. Sundays for the Council of Comics at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. on Mondays for New Keys and Hot Comics, New Hot Keys and whatever. And then Wednesdays, 8 o'clock with them for the Hangout, which of course next week I'll be running away from them at 9 o'clock to be back here with you. So, I keep a full schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think me and you and Aaron, we do a lot of we got a lot of irons in the fire, like I said. All right, Collector P. I couldn't find your YouTube channel. I found your Instagram. I'll put it in the chat. You got anything coming up you want to talk about, or?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Let's try this. I will be posting on Instagram as usual, and I do have a YouTube channel. I just yet to do any content. I've got to get off my ass and actually put something on there. I've had it for a while, but I am going to be attending the Phoenix Comic Con next weekend, Fan Fusion. I'm going to try and get some content and record some stuff to kind of share with everybody. So hopefully that's going to boost it a little bit, and I can actually show somebody some of that stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of the writers and good authors and artists are going to Heroes Con. It's the same weekend. So there's a couple of guys there I want to check out, that Chris Claremont, Mark Silvestri, a couple others that I'll be able to check out. But hopefully I can get that going and share it with you guys. And appreciate you being on, man. It was a good time.
Oh, thanks for being here. And let me know when you post the video. I'll share it on my channel. Get everybody to watch it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. Just post the video already. Just do it.
Yeah, just
rip
do
the
it.
Band-Aid off.
Rip the Band-Aid off. That's what Aaron encouraged me to do. He's like, just do it. Don't worry about what it's like. Just do it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's it actually, after you do it, you're like, you know, why didn't I do that earlier? Right, Cliff? That's the way I felt. Like I was like, why didn't I do that earlier?
I mean, there's a lot of self-criticism, but you know what? Part of the fun is people watch you grow and expand and improve. And I think a lot of people. So there was a podcast that never took off for me in 2018, which of course was not a great year for me, losing my job, losing out on New York Comic Con, getting dumped by Tex. You know, one of my favorite stories. And my friend we have recorded 4 episodes that did not air because the other guys wanted to keep tweaking it until it was perfect. And I said, this is insane to me. I'm like, we're putting in a lot of time and a lot of work to release a product that you want to be perfect. That makes no sense, you know? And anyhow, the band did not stay together because once I was like, I'm out, I'm tired of doing this. I'm like, either we just do a real show or we don't do a show. But I said, I'm out. Like, I can't do this, right? So once I said I'm out, that was it. It just fell apart. And I kind of feel a little bit bad about that. But
so you were on YouTube 8 years ago?
Oh my God, I was on YouTube longer ago than that.
Wow.
Go look up the Ring Has. Wait, so yeah. So 8 years ago, I think you could find my Read Watch Play. So 8 and 9 years ago, you could find Read Watch Play. 11 years ago, or 12, you could find The Ring Has Chosen. And then before that, somewhere in the universe is my Ring Has Chosen podcast. And then before that was my Albany radio show out of SUNY Albany in the late 90s.
Wow. All right.
So because, you know, nobody was doing anything Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and me, so that was a perfect time for my nerdy ass to talk about comic books.
That's awesome. Hey, Cliff, I worked at a radio station too in the 90s. So
I know.
anyway.
Mine was at the campus radio. It was throw the switch, throw that switch.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually did, but like I was disenchanted by it because, you know, I kept thinking it was going to be like, I'll be like Dr. Johnny Fever or Venus Flytrap and be playing records all day, right? Or playing music. Oh, they use satellites. At most of them now. So, or they use like CDs that have like a pre-recorded thing. And it was just like, oh, you mean I don't get to be a disc jockey? Damn. I wanted to be like Wolfman Jack, you know, but it didn't work out. But
I didn't want all that, you know. I was just happy that like all I had to do was talk shit about comics I was reading, and then time for this commercial, time for this song, and that was it. And they made it really ridiculously easy for me, you know. Like it was just great to know all I had to do was just this. I can't think of any time where I actually got stuck. I think one time one of them 8-track thingamabobbers for the maybe I had to punch it a couple times, you know. And I think one time I just read the advertisement because I couldn't get the thing to work.
You should spotlight that one of your videos someday, you know.
Yeah.
Find old recordings and shit.
I do have something I want to share with everybody. I'm going to share a screen. I'm going to put the link in the chat for it. I really okay, hold on. Okay, it would help if I copied and pasted it, wouldn't it? All right, hold on. All right, I put a lot of work into this, and it's only like a 3 or 4 minute video. It's a retrospective video. I've been doing these new retrospective videos where I do a voiceover and show art from a single issue. And one book that really meant a lot to me that got me back into reading comics monthly was Captain America Volume 5 by Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting and Frank D'Arito or something was his name. I apologize, Frank. I messed your name up. D.R. Arado or something, I think's his name. Anyway, he was the colorist. And so if you mind watching it, guys, and you maybe hype it up or something with a hype button, because I don't know, I feel like it's a pretty cool format, And like here, I'll show you just briefly. Like here it is, and we talk about written by Cal. Anyway, so yeah, if you watch, it's not really take too long. If you're not subscribed, I don't know why you're watching them. If you're watching the channel, you might as well be subscribed, but I'm not worried about that. All right, we'll worry about that later. But all my guests, everything, I'll leave you with this before we go. Damn the man